Hey, this is JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban knife style and jungle survival. Today we're going to have a look at the Morakniv Eldris, and specifically we're going to build a survival fire kit to complement this knife. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member. Thanks a lot. So I've had my eye on this knife for some time, but I never pulled the trigger because I thought it's a bit expensive for what it is. But recently there was a sale and I got it at a pretty good discount, and I thought, okay, why not? So I pulled the trigger. So I did get the full set, and that means I got the knife plus this fire starter paracord edition. So basically if you just buy the knife, then you're going to get the knife, which is just this over here. So you get the plastic sheath and the knife. With the full set, you get this secondary lock, which basically just goes on here, and because you carry it as a neck knife, this is a secondary retention strap so it doesn't fall out, which is a pretty good idea. You also get a ferro rod and some paracord. So this you can buy separately if you just have the knife alone, but I find it's actually pretty expensive, not really worth what you get. You probably can buy these components separately, third party. But let's talk about the knife first. I do not want to do a full review because I like to focus on the survival fire kit that I'm going to build. But essentially, yes, you get the sheath. So this is just the polymer sheath that comes with a lot of the Moraknif knives. And this is the blade, very small, 2-inch blade, 3.5-inch handle. I think you get a good purchase. Now it is quite thick, but just because you get a kind of a 3-finger grip, I think the position of the hand, it's okay that this swell is this big. And I have small to medium hands, and that's why I say that. It is meant for really smaller tasks. Now don't expect this to be a 1-2 option. You can do some fine work, let's say like feather sticking, but take note, just due to the length of the knife, if you're working on a stump, you have to put it towards the edge. It can strike a ferro rod because the back is sharpened to a 90-degree angle, so that's really good. So this knife really is a companion knife. It's a small knife to complement your belt knife or other bigger tools that you might carry. Now if you're going for a light hike and just want a very lightweight knife, you do not want to carry too big a blade or do not want to carry in your pocket, then yeah, maybe this as a neck knife would suffice. But just kind of a sake of completeness, to kind of compare or complement Morakniv's other knives, you could do the companion. It's a very popular low budget knife as well. Now the only reason I wouldn't pair these two together is because the blade thicknesses are about the same. This is 2 millimeters thick, this is 2.5 millimeters thick. So in terms of capabilities, it's about the same. Now one thing I should mention, of course, is the grind of the Eldris. It's got that can's bowl grind. So that's another knife. I don't have that particular knife, but that is a very underrated knife, and it's got this double grind, as you can see, so you can do different tasks. And many people have commented that this actually works very well, this grind over here, so you can do different tasks with both grinds. And I've tried it out in the field, and I think, yeah, I can understand why people like the can's bowl. For the companion like this is just a Scandi grind, as you can see. So I would go something bigger, let's say like the very popular Garber. So this is Morakniv's full tang knife. It's got a Scandi grind as well, but much thicker, as you can see, and much longer. So if you're to pair these two together, that makes perfect sense to me. Or you could go with the Bushcraft knife, and this is the Bushcraft Black. So if you're to stay within the Moraknif family, yeah, any one of these would make, I think, a good 2-knife system if you're to go out. But of course, if you've got any other good big belt knife, full tang, thicker in the blade stock, I would say that's a good combination. So that's how I would actually carry out the knife. So when I saw the knife, I always thought, I think it would be good if a survival kit of sorts could be built around it. Now it is very small, not much you can do, so I thought maybe some kind of a fire kit for emergencies would be good just to have on you. Again, it is a redundancy, it's not the main fire kit you go to, but if you just have this as a survival emergency kit, it might be quite useful. I've actually built a survival kit for the Moraknif Companion, so this is another companion, and as you can see, I've fully built out a survival kit. Won't go through the details here, but you can check out the video in the link in the card above or the description below for it. So for this, I've got some ideas and I'm going to put it together. Let's gather the stuff that I'll be using for this survival fire kit. Here are the items I'll be using to create the survival fire kit for the Eldris. You need the full Eldris kit over here. I've got these connectors. Now these connectors are for the ends of the paracord. Now anytime you carry a neck knife with a cord around your neck, you want to have a breakaway connector. It's really important. In the event that the cord gets snagged on a branch or something outdoors, you do not want that pulling on your neck and becoming a choking hazard, or even just being able to snap your neck if you happen to fall. So you want a breakaway connector. I've also got a small compass, and this is the sort that goes on the wristband of a watch. I've got some jute rope. I believe this is probably about 3 to 4 millimeters in diameter. And then over here, I've got a packet of cotton wool infused with petroleum jelly in a small Ziploc bag, and I've folded the bag top over and taken a piece of gaffer's tape to hold everything down. This gaffer's tape serves two purposes. One is to hold it down, that's to really seal up the top. But again, you can use this as a fire extender as well. So all fits into this survival fire kit. So let me quickly just tell you what I'm going to do in essence. Very simply, I'm going to take this packet over here, put it on this way, take the dry jute, and I'm going to tie it around this packet to hold it in place. And then I'm going to take this. So this is heat shrink insulation. So this tubing is used to hold electrical cables or wires together. So you can cut it to size, heat it up, and it will shrink around everything. And this forms a great waterproof casing for the jute rope and this packet over here. After that, I'll put the paracord through this over here. I'll thread in the ferro rod, thread in the compass, and then add in the connectors, and we should be more or less done. So let's get started with the fire tinder first, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is what I've got so far. So simply coiled the jute rope around that packet for the front, just like that. Now I should mention why these two items. In the jungle, it can be very wet, so you do need some tinder, or it's rather a good idea to carry tinder with you just to make your life easier. Now you can get, I guess, dry wood if you really process the wood, but even getting kindling that is dry takes a lot of effort. So for fire starting, you want some tinder. I find that just natural jute rope is great. You tease it up, fluff it up into a bird's nest. It catches a spark very easily. And if not, you then have cotton wool infused with petroleum jelly, which is really easy to catch fire as well. So you got two different items here. You probably have no issues just creating a spark and getting that fire. And of course, you have to process your own tinder. All right, so we've got that down. I think I'm just gonna move this now. I just realized when you put this on, you obviously can't take this out anymore. So just something to take note of. Now I've cut out the length of heat shrink tubing. Now I should mention this particular one has a diameter of 35 millimeters. All right, so that's how you can look for it. I'm just wondering if this is the right size. Well, we'll find out by the end of this. But essentially, you want something that fits, right? It can't be too small because obviously it won't fit. If it's too big, when you shrink it down, it may not shrink. But I think so. Anything to me, based on this and my experience, 35 millimeters to 50 millimeters would be absolutely fine, because when you shrink it, it can shrink down to half its size. So this, in fact, as you can see, is a bit, I won't call it tight, but it's just, it requires a bit of pushing. So I'm gonna just cover it all the way as much as I can, and then we'll take out the heat gun and shrink this up. That's it, really easy. We'll just let it cool off for a bit. And then we'll just trim this off to make sure that paracord hole is exposed so that we can attach the paracord. So look at that, that actually slid out. So we can add a ranger band later, so it's going to hold it in place. And anyway, this is going to be at the paracord, so it's not going to come out completely. Oh, that's interesting. So let's just clean this up and cut this off. Okay, we've cut it, and then let's see how it fits in. I think that works. I don't think it's going to shrink it anymore. So there's a bit of a gap. Now let's try to shrink it again and see if it shrinks even more. So I've really kind of formed it around, so that's a waterproof seal. Okay, so that works. As mentioned, this slides off. So let's take a ranger band, which is basically the inner tube of a bicycle tire, and I'll show you how to make it in the previous video. Check it out in the link in the card above or description below. And we'll just put on the band. Okay, with the band on, that's not coming out easily. Of course, if you really yank it out, it probably can come off, but that's good enough. Now we're going to take the paracord, we're going to loop it through, but I'm also going to loop the compass and the ferro rod over, and then after that put on the connectors. So let me just discuss what I've done here. So I've threaded the ferro rod through, and I've put one end of the breakaway connectors here. What I've done is just tie a slip knot or marling spike to form a loop in the cord, and this is to hold the ferro rod in place so that it doesn't flap around, because that can be quite irritating. So I think something like that might actually work out. Now, I didn't put this breakaway directly in the center where it will be at the back of the neck. I just think it's not as comfortable, and it's easier to break simply because the pressure is on the breakaway cord at the time, and so if you move or you just jump, you might actually get it to break. So I'm putting it down to my side so that it's unlikely to accidentally just break away. So let me add on this connector and we'll see how everything goes together. Alright, so here we have the completed project. I think if I wanted, I could just bring the ferro rod down just a bit more. Again, with actual use, I'll determine where the exact right position would be. Well, let's just put the knife back on, close the strap out, and there we have the survival fire kit system. So we have the ferro rod on the cord, we have a compass, breakaway, tinder, two different kinds of tinder. We've got fire extenders in the form of the rubber, the tube, as well as the ranger band, and of course we have the knife. So that forms a pretty nice kit, and let's see if we just give it a tug. All right, it'll be like that, and that would just break open just like that. And let's close that up. Overall, I think I'm pretty happy with this. I'll be excited to bring this out and see how it works. Have you ever built a survival fire kit for the Morakniv Eldris? If you have, please let me know your experience. Let me know what you think about this kit. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.